Well, hello all and welcome to From Scotland with Love. Now, what is From Scotland with Love? Well, I'll tell you what that is. It's something I've been wanting to do for some time. It's simply just me talking about, well, obviously James Bond, but a little bit more than that. What I want to do is basically do every 2 to 4 weeks. I want to kind of do like a nice video like this. I've even got a nice microphone now. Look at that. I'm becoming so professional. Even got a table, which you can't really see, but there is a table. There is a table. But, so I wanted to like work in this style, showcase obviously that little beauty behind me and all that, and so it's every 2 to 4 weeks, talk about the news, maybe review certain things of what's happened within those weeks, and it's something I've been kind of wanting to do for a while. Maybe in time I might actually do this live, which I think would be quite interesting. But for the time being, it's just going to be a recorded concept right now. So yes, as I said, what this is all about is basically me talking about the news of what's happened within obviously the time of each video that hopefully will be coming out. And so on, and hopefully doing reviews. So today, first topic what I'm talking about today is Hans Zimmer has been announced as composer for No Time to Die. Now, obviously, this is one of many things that's happened quite recently with No Time to Die, which is it's just insane, really, how it's all kind of. You know, we've had a different director, we've had different writers, and now this, we've now got a different composer. I'm going to say right now, I'm far more excited of the idea of Hans Zimmer doing it. I really like Hans Zimmer's work, and look, I know Dan Romer, you know, he could have been something fresh and new and different, and I get that, and apparently that was the reason why he did get chucked. Basically, he was a little bit too far out there and too much, and but I don't know. I find that interesting, but yeah, it's just this news. I do like Hans Zimmer. I'm not going to lie. I've always liked the idea of having Hans Zimmer do a score. He has as well. I know from past, he's always been interested in doing scores. So I can't exactly hate this news. I find it quite interesting, to be honest. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with this, because already they've started work with it. Actually, just today of the recording of this video, and before it was by rights a rumour, and it wasn't really 100% concrete. But today, 007 page and all that did announce that yes, indeed, Hans Zimmer is indeed doing the score, and I want to say Cary Fukunaga also confirmed that as well. So it's interesting. With that, it is quite late in the game, but there's some scores that were done late in the game. You know, I remember the Lord of the Rings scores. You watched behind the scenes, and it was neat getting those scores done. And I didn't have much time, and some of those scores are some of the best I've heard, and in the big franchise world and such forth. And I remember Rogue One as well. That was, I'm pretty sure, was quite a late score, and I'm not gonna lie, I quite like the score to Rogue One actually. So it's interesting where they go. I like Hans Zimmer. I'll be interested to see. I would like to know what you guys think of this kind of this topic here. Comment down below. Tell me what you think of this. This very interesting thing. It's nice seeing. It is nice seeing, to me, icons really of media, he's very much of the music side, still seeing that being into James Bond, and because sometimes, and that's always kind of sometimes been the case. I think like Bond movies, like the producers try and think we don't really need the big names because, well, Bond is big as it is, so it doesn't really need to have the rights the big name. So I find that interesting what they might do with that one, But yes, as I said, I'd like to know what you guys think. Comment down below. And for the next topic, Billie Eilish, if that's how you pronounce her name, is rumoured to do the Bond song. Yes, now this one I don't know what to think about this one, if I'm honest. I'm not a fan because I've not really listened to her stuff, so I can't really completely. I don't hate her, I don't love her, I don't even like her because I don't know anything of her stuff. I guess I'll need to listen to her music. It's just, every photo I see of her, it just looks like that typical moody teenager. I'm just like, why should I support you when you look like you don't even give two shits, to be honest. That's just how I see that. I would have loved to have seen like an Elton John. Why can we not get an Elton John? Why can I'd rather see Elton John come back than, frankly, some some of the new ones these days. I really just kind of just don't really kind of care much for new music. Well, apart from maybe Churches, I guess that's maybe an example. But I'm quite funny with this one. I hope there's also, to be fair, there's been rumours as well of Beyonce as well, but she's always rumoured Beyonce. But it's interesting because she did post, again, that happened today of this recording, she did post on Instagram, I think like it was like 8 pictures of Bond girls, and I'm like, well, okay, that's clearly, yeah, she's, and we're definitely at the time now where they would surely have someone singing that Bond song, and I love how we still do that. It's such an old traditional thing, and I love that the Bond movies still do that. There's nothing... There's no other franchise that does that, you know, that actually does have a full-on 3 to 4 minute intro titles and all that. I quite like that they still do that. So my view, I'm very half and half in this. I'll need to kind of listen to more of her kind of stuff because, as I says, I don't really know much of her stuff. I couldn't really tell you really much of her kind of work. Like, because I was that guy, because all I see of her is in like memes, so I generally thought she was just one of those influencers in Vines, and that's what she done, and that's how she got popular. That's the issue. That's the problem. I think you're finding is that's what some of the public eye seen it as. It's not really, you know, singers and music. As I say, just give me an Elton John for goodness sake. That's what I'd rather kind of see in this kind of. You know, because I don't know. Looking back on it, like I think you're going to be a bit like, who's she again? You know, and I don't really want that to happen, you know, but I don't know how be interested with this one. But again, I would like to know what you guys think. Comment down below on this kind of topic here. And for the next topic is actually a review section now. As I says, I'm going to talk about news and also reviews. And for this one, I am talking about the Empire magazine that came out. So this one, indeed, that came out. Now, for the UK, it came out pretty quite sharp. Even though it says February 2020, but I got this after Christmas. I'm sure I got this, and I kind of wanted to talk about it. I find it quite interesting that we got it there. I just, first of all, like how great Daniel looks. Frankly, he's looking great in this cover. He really is, and I'm always kind of on the two sides of the cover of the Empire magazine. It's because I've got quite a couple. I've actually got some here. I'm just going to bring up. Because I've got, ironically, the best movies. I've got Casino Royale and I've also got Skyfall. And I kind of like those covers, but ironically, the covers I don't like is from Quantum and Spectre. Both just look horrible to me. I just don't. The Spectre's the worst one. It's just a boring-looking Daniel with a out-of-place looking Christoph Waltz wearing a costume. I still don't think he wore it in the actual movie. But yes, actually talking about this magazine though, actually I just want to say how sad, just comparing Casino Royale to No Time to Die. So that was 2006 and this is 2020 obviously now coming out. And look at the difference of like how much is in a magazine. And also what's quite sad about, I noticed, I don't know if anyone else reading this magazine, most of it is just adverts. It's mostly just a little bit of topic, and then it's just more adverts we're talking about. And I remember the first time reading this, I was like kind of thinking to myself, are they actually going to talk about No Time to Die? Because I got to a stage, I was just like, where the hell is anything of No Time to Die? But obviously, of course, you do get to No Time to Die, and it's actually quite, to be fair, there is actually quite, actually really quite like that. That's quite nice, kind of spread over the 2 pages. I quite like, and it was quite. There's one thing I kind of want to talk about, and I'm going to say right now, this is spoilers, so if you've not read this magazine, I would maybe switch this off right now. Because it does reveal something that kind of happens, obviously, in the movie. Because there is a moment you see in the trailer of Bond, and he's surrounded by a group of, we don't really know yet, but they kind of confirmed that is a Spectre party. Not just a Spectre party, it's the birthday party for Blofeld. Which I find is quite interesting, really, to be honest. Like, they would have revealed that in the Empire magazine, and that's actually just happening. They're having a birthday party for Blofeld. And it says on it he's not there, I don't think. I think I remember rightly reading that he is still obviously in London. But I just find that interesting, that seems to be, that's what's happening in that scene. So it'll be interesting what happens, and I'm glad I bought it. the hard thing nowadays, I think, with the internet is, like, especially with the photos, like, we see that before really the magazine comes out. So I kind of know roughly what's kind of happening with that kind of stuff. So, but you know, it was still nice to have it. I like having the weekend collection. I've got, as I said, I've got Casino Royale, and I've got Skyfall, and I've got No Time to Die. So it was nice also just having the kind of the collection there, I guess you could say there. But yes, I found it interesting. $4.99. I'll tell you what, you know. It jumps up in that price. Everything, like, you get what is it with life? You get less and everything goes up. That's just the enjoyment of this world now, isn't it? But it was an interesting read. I really quite enjoyed it, actually. It just kind of, you know, Daniel clearly was, you know, into the idea that this is the last, but he really wants to put 110% into this. And I think by the trailer, a good couple of interviews I've seen of him with, like, he's clearly showcasing that. So it'll be interesting what they do with that. And once again, comment down below if you read this Empire magazine. I'd love to know what you guys thought about this. So the last thing to talk about today is simply this. There's something I've been wanting also to do with these videos, is trying to kind of connect the community of the Bond world. And because I've always felt the community is very strong in the James Bond franchise. I think it's better. I'm a Doctor Who fan, and oh god, Doctor Who is really bad right now. I really love the James Bond community and what it is right now. So what I would like you to do is basically, if you have me on my Instagram account, which is obviously with this, it's the From Scotland with Love. If you like to, obviously, it's, well, you don't have to, but it would be nice if you give it a little follow. And if you want to send in a little question, just DM me a question, whatever you'd like to ask for this video, and the next video I will do, I'll answer that said question, have a little maybe discussion around it, a little chitter chat possibly around it, and just to kind of like broaden the community and kind of bring people together, and let maybe even people that are talking in the comments talk together. So yeah, that'll be really good if you could do that, and that's what I'll be hopefully doing in the future. So follow me on From Scotland with Love, DM me a question, and the next video I will obviously say said question, and obviously keep it James Bond, obviously. This is the kind of the kind of thing I'm going for this type of video. So yes, so I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, you know, you're interested in doing such thing. And I mean, all you're gonna get is I'm very open with my opinion. I will literally say anything, even though probably most folk don't really care. But that's the world of YouTube. It's amazing, the world. But that's just that. People will do videos. You might like it, you might not, and that's it. And I hope you might find this interesting. I hope to do this in the future. As is, I would like to maybe actually do this like live. I think that would be interesting, because talking about the subjects I just talked about today and having a live chat with me could be something quite interesting. So see how that goes. But until then, until the next video, see you later, Bond fans.